Some movies fall apart because of bad reviews. Others never even make it to theaters. From blockbuster projects worth millions to films that were already shooting, these movies were canceled after their biggest stars walked away. Here are the movies that never happened because actors quit. Weeks before filming, one decision erased years of preparation. Brad Pitt was set to star in the original version of The Fountain, but he walked away after the script changes he requested were not agreed upon. The timing couldn't have been worse. Massive sets, including a 10-story Mayan temple, had already been built in Australia. After Pitt left, several other actors were linked to the project, but none joined the film. The original production was canceled, and even the enormous sets were auctioned off before the movie was later revived in a much cheaper version. This movie stopped filming and never started again. Bruce Willis had already spent 10 days shooting the action thriller Wake when financing problems suddenly shut production down. The pause was only supposed to last about a month, but the planned restart came and went without any progress. After waiting long enough, Willis decided to move on to other projects, and director John Pogue did the same. Without Willis attached, the film became even less likely to secure the financing it needed, and Wake was never completed. One unexpected filming change brought this comic book movie to a complete stop. Arnold Schwarzenegger was lined up to star in Sergeant Rock, a film based on the DC Comics World War II soldier. Everything changed when Schwarzenegger was told production would take place in Europe instead of the United States, after being assured it would be filmed in the US. Because of that change, he walked away from the project. Without its leading star, Sergeant Rock came to a complete halt and was never made. What happens when a movie changes so much that its star walks away? Willem Dafoe signed on for Arrive Alive, a noir romantic comedy about a detective and an exotic dancer. But after the studio watched the first weeks of filming, it demanded slapstick comedy be added to lighten the tone. Dafoe wasn't confident in his slapstick comedy abilities, so he quit the project. Just 18 days into filming, production shut down. When the filmmakers couldn't find a replacement, shooting never resumed, and Arrive Alive was never completed. This movie lost its star just 1 month after the casting announcement. Winona Ryder was set to lead Lily and the Secret Planting, an indie drama about an introvert who forms a relationship with a nursery owner's assistant. Ryder was excited about the project, but production took an unexpected turn when she became extremely sick on set, with what was described as a stomach bug. She left the film while recovering from the illness. A replacement never materialized, and without a major star attached, Lily and the Secret Planting ultimately fell apart. A single script change turned a $17 million payday into a movie that never happened. John Travolta signed on for the double, but everything changed after creative differences with director Roman Polanski surfaced. Travolta said their visions for the film were completely different, and then an unclothed scene was added to the script without his knowledge. That became the breaking point. Travolta quit the project, triggering lawsuits between him and the production companies. In the end, the double was never made, making it one of Hollywood's biggest what-if canceled movies. This movie disappeared just 2 days after it was announced. Will Ferrell was set to produce and star in Reagan, playing the former US president during the later years of his presidency. The planned story sparked immediate backlash, because it appeared to make fun of the Alzheimer's-induced dementia Reagan was beginning to suffer around that time. Criticism came from the Alzheimer's Association, as well as Reagan's children, Michael Reagan and Patty Davis. Just 2 days after the announcement, Ferrell dropped out of the project, and Reagan was never made. A $30 million lawsuit wasn't enough to save this movie. Evan Rachel Wood began filming 10 Things I Hate About Life, but production was interrupted by production company issues and her pregnancy, leading to a lengthy hiatus. When filming was set to continue, Wood refused to return, saying she had not yet been paid for the work she had already completed. Producers responded by suing her for $30 million for breach of contract, while her legal team called the lawsuit preposterous. After Wood's departure and the legal battle, the movie ultimately fell apart. Years of work, and not a single scene was ever filmed. Dustin Hoffman signed on to star in The Yellow Jersey, a movie adaptation that had already spent years in development. After more than 3 years and over $1 million were invested in research and pre-production, director Michael Cimino left the project. Producers suggested several replacement directors, but Hoffman didn't like any of them. Frustrated with the troubled production, Hoffman eventually walked away, sending The Yellow Jersey into development hell before filming ever began. One casting decision was all it took to sink this movie. John Wayne was the actor the filmmakers had in mind for Streets of Laredo, a western that would have playfully mocked many of the genre's familiar tropes. But Wayne wasn't willing to be part of what he saw as a critique of the genre he had spent decades working in. Once he walked away from the project, everything fell apart because the film had been written specifically with him in mind. The movie was never made, and its ideas later found new life in another story. One career move made a Hollywood dream come true, but left another movie unfinished. Tony Jaa had already started filming A Man Will Rise when the chance to join Furious 7 came along. Wanting to fulfill what he called a childhood dream of going to Hollywood, Jaa left A Man Will Rise with only 20% of the film completed. The production company claimed he breached his contract and demanded he return the money already paid to him. The movie was never finished, while Jaa continued his Hollywood journey.